Welcome to Move and Improve, where we break down the back end of Let's Get Moving. I've got a special guest, a franchisee. He's actually here for training, and we're going to get to know him better. Mike, thank you for coming, being here on the show. Thank you for being a part of Let's Get Moving. How's it going? How are you?
Great. Thank you for having me.
Good, my friend. Good. How's everything been so far?
Good. Got to meet the team, and everybody's very supportive, it seems like, and everything, impressed with the operations, how everything's set up. So, been a lot of information in the short days we've been here, but it's all good information.
I hear you've got a couple of franchise businesses, right? You've got a security business, you've got a carpet cleaning business. These are all service businesses, yep. Right? So what drives you to the service type of businesses?
A couple of things. I think also brick and mortar is just can be very costly, and it's not recession proof as much as a service business. Mm-hmm. Service business allows you to really get out and network with people, and it's something that's always going to be needed, I think. And people are looking for it versus just opening a brick and mortar and spend thousands of dollars in overhead just to hope someone walks in the door to spend $10, So, and in a lot of the service business, you can kind of marry together as, complementary services.
That's right. Yeah, especially the cleaning one, right? What I would definitely recommend for you is whenever you're doing a confirmation call, right? Whenever you get a moving job, you should definitely offer your additional services, right? And that's something also we can do for you in our call center, specific to your location. Whenever we book a job, there's something we do after we collect a deposit, yep. Right? When somebody trusts us, when somebody gives us a deposit and they trust the brand, they want to do business with us, this is the time to upsell, right? This is the time to sell them packing services or storage services, packing materials, and most importantly for you, cleaning services, right? So we can talk about that. We can maybe offer that for you on the calls right here. But most definitely, you can also take advantage of that when you do a confirmation call, right? So when we book the jobs for you, there will be a deposit attached to it. It will be in your schedule. And your part is to do a confirmation call, right? So you have to do a confirmation call about 8 days prior to the job. And that means that you confirm the addresses, the customer's information, and you give them kind of the little breakdown of how we collect, how we charge, and what type of payments we have, right? So that's a good time to offer the cleaning services as well, right? So, maybe you can have your movers walk all over the carpet and then offer them the carpet cleaning.
Get a bad review for that one, though.
Yeah, we'll see about that. That's right. So have you been to Toronto before?
No, first time in Canada. First time out of the country outside of traveling with the military.
Oh, so wow.
I had to get a passport just for you guys.
Really? Well, we appreciate that. Thank you. It's really good to have you here. So tell me a little bit about how the city's been treating you. How is the kind of seeing Canada?
It's good. Honestly, I was kind of shocked. It almost reminds me of a big U.S. City, honestly. It does. Mm-hmm. Except for the kilometers. It just threw me off for a minute.
Mm-hmm,
I thought it was going to let me drive 100 for a minute around the highway. But it was apparently not 100. So
Yeah, so, no. Very
but, besides that, a lot of the culture, a lot of the things are the same, the structure, the building structure, at least from what I've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's very beautiful here. So
I'm glad you think that. I love U.S. way more than here.
You guys got U.S. traffic here.
So
I don't like
much
you guys' traffic. So
much traffic, man. Honestly, last night actually we were at dinner at the place we're gonna go tonight, and me and my wife, we came back like it was around 10:30, 11 at night. We were coming back from downtown. Usually it takes me 10, 15 minutes to get home from there, and I think we were in traffic for over 45 minutes.
Probably same route we were on. We were at went down to CN Tower, and then we went to I can't remember what you guys call it. It looks like Times Square, something square. It looks like Times Square though. It has all the digital billboards.
Oh, you're talking about Dundas,
yeah. So we were down there. So we were heading back down from that area about 11 o'clock too, and yeah. For
you saw, right?
Yeah, for about 15 miles, it took us like 45 minutes.
We were stuck in the exact same, because my wife actually has a grooming store right beside CN Tower, right beside the Blue Jays stadium. And I was like, what is happening? Wednesday night, who are all these people? Where are they going? What are they doing? Yeah, I couldn't believe it. So I got home super late last night. So with regards to, you were talking about military. Give me a little bit about that. Tell me how's been serving and a little bit about that.
I joined when I was 17. I was still in high school. Did a delayed entry program. So I did training between my junior and senior year. And then I did my first deployment overseas about 2 weeks after I graduated high school.
Wow.
And I was pretty much deployed off and on for about 2004 to about 2010 almost. 2009, so about almost 5 years, give or take. And
Where
then,
did you get deployed?
Iraq and Afghanistan, mostly Iraq. Yeah, and then I became what's called an OCT, observer controller trainer. It's basically, easy way to explain it, it's a deployment instructor. So
Really?
then I did that in Fort Sill, where we trained people that were going overseas, and we would go overseas every once in a while, like 2 weeks at a time, 3 weeks at a time there to just learn new things that were changing, and then bring it back. So all in total, probably about 6 years of overseas time.
Really?
Got it all up. Yeah. So makes you grow up fast.
Of course.
But it makes you, for the business side, I think it helps you a lot with the leadership and getting through the tough times and the work ethic you have to have and the long days and long nights. So
of course. How was Iraq? What did you do there?
we went on, what's a pleasant way to say it? We went on very high level security patrols.
Really?
So no, I started off infantry. Is what I started off in. So just a lot of patrols, looking for high value targets and everything. So
wow.
So a lot of door to door. But then we got on the positive side, we got to interact with actual little locals that wanted us there and get some good, invest in their culture and eat some really good food. Best chicken I ever had was, I didn't know I was going to pet it on the way in and eat it on the way out. But
That's so
it was best chicken though. It was fresh. So,
that's so funny.
but,
Yeah, they've definitely got amazing food over there. I'm Persian, so I'm like a complete neighbor with Iraq, right? And obviously a lot's going on right now over there as well. It's crazy.
A mess back and forth there.
Yeah.
So hopefully that for everybody's sake that calms down. So
yeah, I don't know what to think about it because certain people like myself, we're also in the same position as those Iraqis you're talking about. We almost get happy that U.S. or Israel is targeting the head of IRGC, the head of the military, because those people have held Persians, Iranians hostage in their own country. We're not really for them. We don't support what they do, right? So we're pretty much in the same shoes as those people. We want you guys there because
have freedom there.
Yeah, because we don't have the resources to make a change ourselves, right? People stand up all the time in Iran and they get shut down.
Taken down. Yeah, it's a lot different. That's one thing about the U.S. It allows whether you like the politician, whoever's in office, that each time you like them or not, you at least have the right to protest.
That's right.
And say your speech, but a place like Iraq, that's a different story. It's very scary on that side.
Shit over there, man.
No, they'll take you out. So.
Yeah, seriously. It's not fun, but obviously my family is all in Iran, so they actually live in Tehran, which is the main city, which is the capital city that everybody's targeting. So they all left. I got them to kind of leave, go to in the cities that are kind of far away from there. They have homes there, thank God, so they were able to get away. But it's crazy over there, man. It's crazy. So tell me some of the crazy parts of the military. What crazy things did you see? What crazy things happened over there?
I went to Iran once.
Oh yeah?
We got lost, but
no way.
We weren't supposed to be there.
Did you cross the border by mistake?
No, we went up to the border and we got pictures with the border. So.
Oh wow.
So I'll tell you what we did off camera later.
Okay.
No. But especially overseas. I'll see there's the good and the bad. But it allows you to build that bond with people. So.
Yeah.
But it's all good. You see the really bad of the world, as you see in those parts of the country, but you see the really good of the people.
Of course,
that want to help and that want that democracy and everything. So.
Yeah, they're just normal people, man.
So
they're just normal people.
All the people that we were fighting at the time I got over there by 2004, it wasn't even Saddam's people anymore. He was already captured by then. I did get to meet him once.
Really?
He was not very scary at all. He was just an old man. I was very disappointed when I met him. So I was there when he was on trial. So.
Wow.
So I got to meet him once. So he was I don't know what I expected by meeting him, but I was like, you're not very scary at all. You're just an old man. So, but the time we were over there, it wasn't even Iraqi people. It was people from Pakistan or Iran, the insurgents coming over, that were just, trying to recoup their things and take over the country, their thing. So.
Of course. We have our Shah, our old king. Now his son is trying to kind of go back, trying to kind of make a difference, trying to kick out the regime.
Yeah.
So we're all hoping for that. We can't wait for a better
Yeah.
day in the Middle East.
Hopefully comes, especially for your family being over there and everything. So
Yeah, me and my dad are the only ones here.
Yeah, I met him the other day.
Oh, yeah?
I heard he's the one that builds everything around here. So if
That's
you ever want to
right.
come to Tulsa and build me some stuff, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's going to Edmonton and Vancouver next week. He's going to be building about 200 pods over there.
I mean, you can just travel to Tulsa right after that.
For sure. Not a problem. Yeah, if you get storage, of course, man. So, give me 3 lessons you learned from the military that you've applied to running your business. Obviously, you've got a security business, I'm sure. I heard you got over 100 employees. It's crazy. Tell me a little bit about that.
I mean, I think the lessons that really come to you from the military is first, what we talked about earlier, the grit, you know, going through the tough days, especially in the early days of every company. In the security world, you're working almost 18 hours a day in those days. I mean, when we started some of those locations up, we're doing sales and activities in the daytime and then working patrol at night. Because you can't afford to, unless you have just pockets full of money, you can't afford to, you know, pay people and try to get contracts. Because in that world, it's 30. It's not, you don't get paid right away. It's net 30s, net 15s.
That's right.
After you complete services. So you're doing service for a month and a half, 2 months before you get paid. So I think the grit with that helps, you know, the patience, also in the security world or even anything business world, just dealing with different cultures of people, different attitudes of people, different types of people. Because in the military, you get exposed to that, whether it be going overseas or just being part of the military, you're exposed to, you know, you're in the military with different types of people all over. So, and I think the third one is just really valuing loyalty versus just people that work for you, valuing the people that are loyal to you. Because loyalty is big in the military. So
Absolutely.
valuing that resource, that when people are loyal to you, and even when they make mistakes, you know, valuing that loyalty over everything else versus someone that might do a better job for a while, but they're not loyal. We've had some things like that happen over the years where someone was a little bit better of a job, but they weren't loyal and they tried to stab us in the back by going to other companies and stealing contracts, you know. They might have been a little bit better at the job than the person that's in that job now, but on paper, but the loyalty wasn't there.
Yeah, those are the dangerous ones, the ones that want to take shortcuts.
Yeah.
You got to go the long path. You got to go a straight path. That's the only way to get to your destination.
Definitely.
Shortcuts might get you somewhere for a bit, but...
Yeah, it's going to call out in the end. So and that person did. That person didn't work out in the end for them. No, now they're trying to come back to us. So.
What advice do you have for service members preparing for life after duty?
On the non-business side, document everything for the VA. But on the business side, understand that it is a different world out there. It's not. I think people that come in the military, everything's so structured for you. You have this place to be at this time to be. This is your mission. That's it. It's black and white. As we know, the world, especially in business, it's completely different.
Yeah.
There's so many random curveballs and people's feelings, and there's a lot more. I don't want to say softer, but you gotta be more. What's the word I'm looking for? More soft gloved and handed in the civilian world.
Different type of people, right?
Everybody thinks things personal when you do it. You can't have the military attitude with it. So you have to change your way of looking on that, but still make sure you bring in that military side. And I think still, even though we're years after a lot of the wars, because especially in the U.S., the public support of military always goes up every time there's a conflict, and then right after, everybody's extra support of the military. Now we've been kind of dying down after all the years of the Iraq and Afghanistan being done. It kind of dies down a little bit, but I think there's still valuable assets that the military brings to the table.
Yeah, U.S. loves veterans.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Why do you think some of them have a hard time after?
I think it's they're used to that structure, and in certain, depending on which industry you go into, there might not be that exact structure like it is, where they're told where to be, what to do. This is it. That's done. And then the camaraderie is a lot different. Loyalty isn't as much in the business world,
absolutely,
in personal world, and you get fired for different things.
World,
and then just the dealing with the everyday people, I think is a big thing. That's what I've saw myself too. Just dealing with the world. I still don't like that. So I try to be nicer.
Yeah, that's a huge part, man. When dealing with people, you gotta care about their feelings, their emotions. respect, that goes a long way for them, right? Everybody wants that. All right. So you started in security and you got carpet cleaning, which you're going to start on now. Moving. What drew you to service businesses? I think I asked that already, but do you have anything else to add to that?
No, I just think that's one of the better business models of service business. It allows you to really open that audience to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because like I said,
Over
if you
a
go
product
to,
business,
yeah,
right?
if you go to a product, there's only some people in a product. You go to a restaurant, and some people want to eat that food. They might like that food, but they only eat there, once a month. Mm-hmm. But service business is open to pretty much anybody. Anybody can get their carpets cleaned. Anybody can move.
Yeah.
Things like that. It's a vast majority. So I think it opens up your customer pool a lot bigger.
Yeah. I guess robots and stuff can't do that job ever, right?
And robots can't do it. And if they can, hey, that's better for me because save on labor.
Hire them. There you go.
I'll still sell the service and market it.
Exactly. Somebody's got to sell the service. So what's your current role in the security company?
At this point, I would say just more of a visionary. So just kind of setting we have directors in place, we have operations managers in place, we have admin teams, supervisors. So it's really just setting what our goals are for the company. We have weekly meetings we do, and those are more just checkpoints. They have a template they fill out to me, and that's just kind of a checkpoint. And then I jump in on higher level stuff. We have a bigger contract for a client coming up at the end of next month, a $500,000 contract in one of our markets. That and a lot of people from their home office will come down, from our home office will come down. So I go to meetings like that when there are bigger people involved.
Are you the only owner of that?
Yep, the only owner. Yep.
And with regards to being the visionary, what allows you to kind of be able to step back? What do you think are the key important parts that allows you to step back, that gives you that freedom and still be able to have control over the business?
Just good team. Just having a good team in place, really, and them understanding what your expectations are and the roles are. I mean, you still got to jump in and help out and follow up with them sometimes, but if they can handle 90% of the day to where you're only getting involved on the issues, the major issues, really, then I think that helps. So just building that good team up, and that takes time because it takes time for them to understand what they want, for them to be able to do the job, and they're still learning all the time. And then for you to be able to trust them. I think that's the biggest thing is when you be able to trust people to do the job.
Yeah, I feel like right now that's exactly how it is. All I get brought is just issues. That's it. Nothing good,
That's the bad thing is when you are involved, it's all you hear about is the issues because all the good stuff is so small that it just. They handle it.
They're having fun.
They celebrate it.
They bring the problems to us.
Yeah, when the major thing happens, you got to deal with it. So that's the bad thing. When my phone rings, it's usually a bad thing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. So with regards to the security franchise, what do they do exactly? What kind of support do they provide? And
so they've been around for a while, but so we have a dispatch service, so it's physical security, so it's security officers, stuff like that. So people call us for noise complaints, things like that. So we have our own dispatch center there. We have a fulfillment center there, so they actually have all of our uniforms and a bunch of marketing and swag stuff in stock and corporate uniforms in stock and vehicle wraps and light bars, all that. All that in stock, so you can literally go on a website. They ship it directly from the home office, so you don't have to go find another vendor to do it. They've negotiated prices where it's lower. They have vehicles now. We have their own dealership there.
Wow.
Then on the franchise itself side, they assist with billing and payroll functions. And like that. We still have to do certain parts like push the invoice out, but they help with certain portions of it. And then payroll, we do a little bit of it, but then they finalize it and put it into like ADP for us and like that. So, and then they have some national sales teams that help us with bigger contracts, like national brand contracts. Being a franchise, also, they can go to somebody and say, hey, we can do security for you at your own 10 locations across, these 3 states or whatever, and then they negotiate the deal. So it gives the client one person to talk to versus us individually all trying to sell the service.
Yeah.
So they help with those bigger contracts and things like that. So it's been a pretty good brand.
Nice.
It's grown over the years. It started in 2003, franchise 2008, and I think we're at 160 locations now.
Wow.
So Signal Security is the name of the brand.
Signal Security. Very cool. So you said you got over 100 people. You've hired many, many people. What are the 3 traits you always look for when hiring?
Also we stick with our core values, so honesty, integrity, just their appearance, because in security, just like in moving and just like in carpet cleaning, any service brand really, it's their appearance of how they present themselves.
That's right.
They're the face of our business.
That's right.
Our team can go out and sell the service. I can network and brand people Our supervisors can be great, but those are the people that interact with people. The movers, just like the movers, that's who they see.
Yes.
They don't see the sales agents that told them everything's perfect.
Yes.
And then the last one is just character. We can train security. I can train carpet cleaner. I can train movers.
That's right.
But I can't train someone's character of how they're going to act, how they're going to represent that brand.
Exactly.
So,
absolutely. You know, I always say, I'll take a mover who doesn't know anything and who's got good attitude over a guy who thinks he knows everything and doesn't want to learn anything.
We've done the same thing too, because especially on the security side, we're a filter of competition. So they might have 10 years experience, but it could be for a bad company. So they have all these 10 years of bad habits. Or they have some decent stuff, but they don't want to learn anything because they think they know everything. So they don't want to learn the way we do things.
Of course.
So, yeah, I would take brand new all day long if they have good character.
Nice. Do you have any mentors right now that you try to learn from, that you look up to?
Yeah, I mean, we local people in my local market. CEO of my bank has been a good mentor of me over the years. I met him years ago, and he's assisted me as we've grown business, help with funding, some stuff here and there, and just always been a phone call to ask stuff. Another one is I know one of the owners of Chick-fil-A, and he's been a good business mentor.
Really?
But the biggest ones probably have been all co-owners of my other company, because those guys, one, have been in the same business we have, but then also a lot of them have other business experience too.
Of course.
So we bounce ideas off each other a lot too. So.
Do you go to any like seminars or conferences, business ones, or?
Went to a franchise one in Vegas. That's how we found you guys.
I'm glad you were there.
So that was our second year going to that one.
Yeah, you were at it was the multi-unit one, right?
The one in Las Vegas where Damon John. Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
We went there the year before that, and then this year, so 2 years in a row.
Very cool.
With two ideas. One, to go and learn from obviously people like Damon John and all the other speakers there that own multiple brands or multiple locations, but then also potentially look for another brand. So
that guy was there who wrote, I forgot the name of the book, something about habits. What was it?
It was 2 years ago. It was, now my name's blank too, what his name was.
He was there last year too.
Was he last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was there last year too. He had really good points.
Yep.
I enjoyed that. One. You know, I built this business completely on a couple of mentors who kind of paved the path prior to me. I think I talk about it a lot in my videos, but Louis Massaro, he's a great guy. He opened a company called Neighbors in the U.S., and he grew very fast, and he started using contractors. This is kind of his story. It's out there. And the contractors started charging a lot more than the sales agents, his sales agents, were offering, and the contractors were kind of trying to go out there and do their own thing, charge their own prices, and that became a big problem. Yeah. He got a couple of lawsuits with that, and then he went on a little bit of a house arrest for a little while, and that's when he realized, you know what, I'm going to teach moving company owners how to not go through the same wrong steps that I did. And I met that guy in, I think it was 2015, and that was the first time I ever went to like a conference, and I met him, and I was like, this guy's great. He's got it all together. And I was kind of really inspired by him. And I said, wow, there are people out there that are doing things right, you know, and we need to learn from them. And I learned sales concepts and operations processes, everything about moving company, because he grew his to like a $20 million moving company, and he went out there, he started throwing many conferences every year, and I started to hire him privately. For 5 years, I worked with him privately. And he told me I was one of his best students. He posted me all over Instagram, my cars, everything. And he was a big turning point in my life. And that's when I started to realize like mentorship is great.
Yeah.
And we're going to this one in September.
Tighten Up. Yep. Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on that one. So
yeah, I'm actually going to be speaking at that one.
Awesome. Yeah, it's in Florida.
Yeah, in Tampa. Yeah, that's going to be a cool one. So right now you're about to open your business in 2025. Someone that's launching their business in 2025. What advice do you have for them?
find the right business. I'll say there's lots of business opportunities out there.
Yes.
So find one like Let's Get Moving where it's got good support behind it and good structure.
Thank you. You guys heard that, right? Find one like Let's Get Moving. Okay.
So, I mean, because like, there's lots of opportunities. I mean, just if you look at the show we went to where we found you guys at, there was so many
lots of good businesses
yeah.
out there. That's for sure, man.
There's lots of good ones, lots of bad ones.
Yeah.
And
you gotta know what to look for.
And find one I think that you can do. 'Cause there's lots of businesses that are good business that I would have no good impact on. You
gotta resonate with the business.
So
for
there's
sure.
something that you need to add some kind of value to. And then just find good people. I think it all comes back down to your people that represent you, whether it's that low entry level employee to your operations manager or whatever. At the end of the day, they represent your brand.
That's
if they're
right.
out there 90% of the time wearing your uniform and your shirt, that's what's going to be remembered, not the sales guy that sold it for 1 minute or the owner that goes to a networking event. They're going to remember the guy that's actually doing the actual work.
Exactly.
So finding good people, I think that's the most important thing because they represent your brand.
That's right. You talked a little bit about AI that you're implementing. Tell me a little bit about that, and what's your take on AI, and how is it going to change the way we run business? We run our service businesses.
Yeah, I think AI for the people that are selling the services, like you were talking about, of making things quicker and expediting the customer experience, is going to make it a lot better. We're using it for my other business. We're using it on a recruiting thing, with expediting our call screens when we're doing recruiting. The one, not only are we not having to spend money on to pay someone to do that, we can use the resources and have them do something else, but it's getting results faster.
Exactly.
They're calling, people nonstop. The system we have is as soon as they apply, the system can call them right away. Versus no one's calling them, right away whenever they apply because they got so many other things going on.
That's right.
But other things that AI can advantage is like you're talking about here at the call center of getting calls answered quicker and getting the details. So the sales agents are actually focusing on selling the product and taking care of the customer versus just getting address, phone numbers.
That's right.
Things of that nature. So
leaving voicemails.
I think it can be good as long as we don't go Terminator style, and they start taking over.
Who knows what's gonna happen, man?
I think we're far enough away from that. We'll all be gone before that happens, so we're good. We'll get the good part of AI. So
yeah, we will.
Someone else might have to worry about that later, but
man,
we'll get
the world is moving
part.
so fast. The world is moving so fast. Who knows? Who knows what we're gonna get? But somebody told me something really funny yesterday. They were like, you have to make sure your doctors are older than you because anybody in the new generation, they've all passed their exams with ChatGPT. So we got to be careful.
I'm always worried about that doctors anyways because they get C's get degrees. So you have an A doctor or a C doctor?
Yeah, you'll see them like checking ChatGPT like, this guy's bleeding out of his eye. What do I do?
There's a meme about that when the guy ChatGPT and it's a video where the guy's looking at the guy weird and he's like, one is called like the lawyer and the other one's called the person. It's like how you look at your lawyer when you use ChatGPT for a parking ticket and you got sentenced to life.
Sentenced to life. That's funny. I'm sure you got a lot of young people in your business. What would you say is a good blueprint that you can offer a 20-year-old to build a business today?
Find out what you want to do and learn every part about it. Get your hands dirty, get involved in it. So if it's moving, go out and do the moving. I'm old, so I don't have to worry about that part. But learn everything about the business.
That's right.
Like also in security, I started in that business as a part-time employee and worked my way up through the company. Then I bought into it. By then, I knew everything about the business side of it. I knew everything about the service side of it. So it allowed me to work it. So yeah, learn everything about the business. Learn from mentors, like you talked about, and just network with people. There's no reason people can't succeed today. Everything. You can Google anything. You chat GPT anything.
That's right.
The answers are there. So many resources there. Versus, I remember back in the day using Yellow Pages to call people for things. So
good times. Those were a lot easier for bigger businesses, right? Now the little guys get to have a voice, be able to advertise everywhere
Google,
properly.
social media, things of that nature. Yeah. It's a very easy world to go in. But that just means there's more competition, though, too, at the same time, too. Because if you can do it, someone else can. So
exactly. Yeah, back in the day, only TVs had the big voice, right? Now somebody on social media can make a way bigger impact. It's a crazy world out there.
Someone's making $1 million because they have some 15-second video of a cat getting hit or something.
So tell me a little bit about Tulsa. What are the customers like over there? And what do they value?
Yeah, I mean Tulsa is pretty much it's not a super small town, but it's got small town vibes. We're not a big city. We're not known for big sports teams or anything like that. We're just it's a really good, wholesome values, I think. So I think they just value. I think most customers are going to value customer service and people being honest and taking care of them. What I've seen over the years, and I'm sure you have too, with other moving companies, is they go and hire random people off the street. And they have no connection, so they're in there. They're being rude to people. They're breaking stuff. They're dressed sloppy.
Yeah.
They're not taking care of. That's someone's house,
Yes,
That's someone's valuable. So
exactly.
I think that's the good thing about Tulsa. They value that good customer service and just good quality thing, and they'll allow you to refer people to and be your voice if you allow them to. If you build that reputation, so it's a good place for a service business if you do it right.
Yeah, that sounds really good because obviously that's the image we're trying to portray as well, right? We want to be that high quality moving company, get great reviews, do a good job out there, get repeat and referral clientele. That's what this business is based on, repeat referral clientele. And we are trying to stay away exactly from the type of like Craigslist movers, fly-by-night moving companies, because there is a lot of them in Toronto and big metropolitan cities. You'll find a lot of those, and a lot of people want cheap services, and they're looking for that until they experience it and they realize
all their stuff broken.
Yeah, their $2,000 couch is gone, and then they're like, "Oh, so this move didn't cost as cheap as I thought." And then they've got no insurance, they've got no reviews, nothing really you can go after, right? Yeah. So I think our services should do really good over there.
Definitely.
Obviously you clearly understand the values of that, and with our brand, with you being the face of it, I think we'll do really, really good out there.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, me too, my friend. So how was, tell me a little bit about the departments you met here.
Everybody seems very welcoming. Everybody knows their role of what they do. They all spoke highly of their expectations, and everybody's big on supporting. Hey, if there's something you need from us, reach out. So it's very good to put a face to each department and the different suggestions, and just as we're spitballing different ideas, either of just ideas I have or stuff I've seen in my other brands. They're very open to being able to do different things. We're about to have a booth at the Tulsa State Fair. Over 1 million people will come to that thing. Wow. So we're working with them already of different advertisements and ways we can capture that audience, and maybe specials we can have for them and everything. Because if we can get 1%, if we can get 0.5% of people to turn in customers of 1 million people, it's going to be a big turnaround for a year. So
absolutely, yeah, we're definitely going to do everything on our end to make sure that you do really good. Because obviously, when there's ownership like yourself, you clearly care. It makes us want to go above and beyond even more, right? Instead of, obviously we've got locations that we have to chase, we have to say, you have to get reviews, you have to do this, you have to get that, you have to do this. And that creates kind of like a dynamic where we're not really working together, right? And when we have to chase, we're working against each other. Yeah. So you being that, taking care of that ownership is really meaningful, because our business is completely a partnership, right? We can't go without you, and we kind of do everything in the back end so that it's easy for you to focus on the real part, getting the trucks, getting the movers, executing the service. You have to collect the payment, and if we're able to do our part good, then you can focus on your part. And obviously you come here, you see everything that we do, so that you can rest assured that we're doing what we need to do so that you can do your part. Obviously here we do everything, but there are no curtains.
Yeah.
You get to see everything so that you can rest assured we're doing our part.
And we've even talked about with the sales team, we've talked about some different ideas of what I plan on doing to for your guys' sales team to financially benefit them, to get good reviews, or not good reviews, but more jobs for us. So
yeah, I was told.
Yeah, we're going to put together some plans of a couple different ideas. One would be if we for everyone that books a job, it's like $5 or something like that, something small. But then if we reach to 30, then it doubles. Or when we reach a certain amount, then we raffle off everybody that got one, get the for every job you book for us is almost like a raffle ticket to get a bigger prize, like a couple $100, something like that. So
Yeah, I love that.
we're
We have like
bribe your sales team.
I love that, man. This is really cool. We encourage franchisees to do that. So you kind of thinking that on your own is really awesome.
We're gonna do the same thing with our movers. For probably, especially in the beginning, we're gonna give like $10 to the driver and the mover, at least. Maybe we'll figure the numbers out, $10, $15, something like that, for every Google review they get.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're doing the job, just ask a Google review. We've made up some cards that we bought online that have QR codes. They're already set up, so driver will have it. They just hit the person, they scan it, get the Google review right there. Make it simple for them.
I love that, man. Honestly, right now, Google reviews are super big. Local service ads. Do you know that the section that comes up, the first section that comes up with all the stars, everything?
Yeah, we went with your marketing department. Yeah.
So I actually spoke with Google. We've been in the Toronto's head office downtown. They've invited us a couple of times. We manage a huge profile here with all the locations. So they always invite us. We've got a special team that supports us and takes care of all of our ads down there. And they've sat me down. They've told me, listen, the way you show up on top of local service ads is strictly by how many reviews you get per month.
Yeah.
And this was like a huge deal for us because we want to know how we can stand apart from everybody else and not show up on the 5th or 6th section. And we want to show up on the 1st or 2nd part, right? And that strictly depends on the quantity of reviews you get. And it always depends on, each different city has a different number because different amount of competitors, and that determines how many you need to get. So if you're able to get 30 reviews a month, you are going to be on the first spot and you are going to be the #1 company that shows up all the time. Yeah. So that's a huge part. And also getting picture reviews. These pictures have geotags on them. So when you post that on Google, it gives you a huge SEO advantage on the Google Maps part. So that's why I really focus on getting Google picture reviews, and definitely incentivizing the movers and drivers is a huge part. And I tell the movers, I'm like, do not come back without a review. If you need to go to your girlfriend's house,
get a review somewhere.
You need to get a review. You need to get multiple girlfriends so you can come back with a review every single day.
You can get the client reviews, and you get character reviews in the early days, and that's what we started doing around, just getting some character reviews from people.
There you go. So. Yeah, you got to start getting some reviews from friends and family at first, and then you do a job. You get it with the wrapped truck, with uniform movers, and that speaks a lot, right? A picture like that speaks 1,000 words to customers who are reviewing your page and looking to kind of decide on which moving company they want to hire. And when they see those pictures, happy, smiling customers, that means 1,000 words to them, What do you think the difference is, and who should open a business themselves and start a brand, and what type of people should open a franchise? What do you think the difference is exactly?
I think if you're going to start a brand, it needs to be something there's not a franchise in.
It's very smart.
I mean, because if there's a franchise in it, then why reinvent the wheel? Unless you really believe that you can do better than they're doing. But if it's a franchise and it has established brand already, then why not be part of that already? Because you already have all their other resources, a name, maybe, it all depending on what the brand is, But then if it's a product or if it's a very niche brand, company, then obviously start it yourself. Or maybe if there's only a brand or two, that's in it in the franchise world, and maybe you just don't think they are doing that good, then do it. But I mean, if it's a good brand that has good, solid franchises out there, then you'd be kind of dumb to do it on your own. It makes it a lot easier for the franchise world to not reinvent the wheel, get the support structure from it, the world. That's what I enjoy about franchising. It's a lot less stuff off your plate if you're with the right brand.
Yes.
So
I agree. That's a really good answer. So one thing I think, maybe young people who don't have money, that's a good decision for them to maybe go through the learning path. Maybe let's use a moving company as an example. Be a mover, drive the trucks, do the invoices, and then go through the path of, opening your own business. But if you're an experienced entrepreneur, then it's much better to, skip 10 years of mistakes and learning period and pay for it and work with a good brand. I like that. That's a really good answer. What makes someone not a good fit for a franchise?
For a franchise or for a business or?
For a franchise business.
Yeah. Someone that wants to not follow processes.
There you go.
I mean, that's what you're buying the processes. You're buying the brand,
Yes.
the name. That's one thing,
Of
but
course.
you're buying process. You're buying the structure. If you're not going to follow them, what's the point?
Yes.
I mean, obviously, as someone that buys franchises, I want the franchise I worked with to be open-minded. That, hey, if I have it and I can explain to you why I want to do it this way, it's going to be open-minded. But if I'm not going to follow in the processes or use the resources, then why be part of that brand? Why waste the money?
I like that. That's a really good answer. So I've got some blitz questions for you. I didn't write these, so
All right.
they're also new to me. I'm not sure what this means, but north or south?
North or south?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I assume he's...
Part of the country, I guess?
I assume he's asking about U.S., north or south part of U.S.
I'd say south.
Yeah.
Weather's better.
That's right. Same here. Marketing or sales?
As in, like, which I like more? Probably
Yeah.
marketing.
Marketing?
I don't like sales as much. That's why I hired you guys. You can do sales for me. I'll go and get the name and the brand out there.
That's good. Oh, this is a funny one. Who was the best U.S. president?
Wow.
I didn't write these. I'm just reading them.
We'll go George W. Bush.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I had to really determine like my lifetime and stuff like that,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
since I've been around, my personal opinion is George W. Bush.
You don't like Trump, eh?
Oh, I like Trump,
Yeah?
but if you're talking best, I think Bush is. I like Trump. Trump just goes off the rocket sometimes.
Yeah, I like Trump
Yeah,
too.
I like him, but he got toned down a little bit. But if you're comparing all of them, especially like that have been around since mayor, it'd be Bush. But Trump's definitely that's my boy.
Yeah?
So,
Cool. Yeah, I like him too.
He's taking those people out, and
That's right, man. Something that nobody's ever done.
yeah, he don't play with that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
he's especially in the military. He's a big supporter of the military, and so is Bush. I met Bush when I was overseas before, so I got a coin from him actually.
Wow.
So
Really?
yeah, so I would say him number one and Trump number two.
That's awesome, man.
And I think I like both of them because they're out of all the politics, there's still politics in the day, and they're still political. There's always still going to be something that they do, but I think those are the two that are the less political because Bush had like that kind of still good old boy part of him, a little bit rebel to him, going against his dad, who was a strict politician, and Trump was just a wild card. So get you a break away from the typical political person, that normally runs in that office or whatever. So
Good answer. Business, solo or team?
team.
Tell me why.
You can't do everything else on it. You can't do it on your own. If you want to grow, if you want to be a small operation, then that's good. And do it on your own. If you want to run a store or something like that, maybe do it on your own. But if you want an actual business, a team.
That's right.
You need that to grow. You need that support.
That's right.
So, and you get to take care of other people along the way. So.
That's right. I always say, man, we're facing teams out there, So if you wanna be competitive, you gotta have yourself a good team. Innovation or experience?
Experience always beats, I think. The right experience, though. But you have to, I think you have to, at the same time, you have to innovate with the times. Mm-hmm. So you have to be
times
willing
are
to grow
changing.
and change, but I think the right experience will always be great.
Yeah.
But too many people have the wrong experience. So
Yeah, times are changing way too fucking fast, man. Next one, weights or cardio?
weights.
You're my kind of guy. What's more dangerous, fear or ego?
Ego. You can thrive off fear. Ego will get you killed. So people with ego is graveyards and jail cells are filled with ego.
That's right.
You had ego, so you went to jail, or you
That's right.
had an ego and you got yourself killed.
That's a good one, man. That's a good one. That's true. One thing you'll never compromise in business.
Values.
Values.
Yeah. So I think just your word is your bond. I mean, if you once you have your values, there's a line in the sand you have to draw, and you just don't compromise. You don't cheat on people. You don't cheat on people in business, like steal from them, nothing like that.
That's right, man.
It's just if your values are I've always had that reputation. I think with my people that sometimes I'm a little brutally honest, but I'm least honest. And we've had some people like go to on the security side, go to other companies because they promised them all this stuff, and they've all came back to us. If they're watching, they know who they are. So, and the company knows who they are too, because they didn't like what we said, but it was always true. We're never going to lie to them. We're going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not. It's the truth.
That's a good
And
one.
we're not going to hold your hand and coddle you, but we're going to take care of you at the same time. So
It's good. I like that. Those are really good answers. Now, one last question I saved for the end. What, obviously you've been through military, you've been through a lot. Now you're here. Tell me a little bit about like what, actually crazy things you've experienced. What brought you here? What would you say is the most significant part of your life that you went through and that you learned from and has gotten you this far? What makes Mike?
Yeah, I'd say the military.
Yeah.
Military, yeah. Instructed me. Came from made a problem, probably a stupid child, turned into something else. So I was going down a wrong path when I was younger, doing a lot of dumb things. And
who wasn't, man?
Yeah. So but that put a lot of structure and like I said, just that grit and loyalty and bond it created with me. That allows me just to kind of look at things a little different way in life and appreciate what I have, and also same time kind of get upset when people don't appreciate what they have, the simple things.
That's right.
Especially in the U.S. We have a lot of ungrateful people.
Of course, man. They don't know how the other parts of the world are, right? Really good stuff.
So yeah, that's what I would say. I mean, just kind of the military, spending a lot of time, especially not just military, but really the times overseas. So
yeah, of course,
that
man.
Really allowed me, and like I said earlier, it causes you to grow up really fast. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but
I mean, you get to experience different cultures, and that really opens your eyes, right?
It does.
I'm really excited to continue this partnership. Obviously, this is a path that we go until the end of our time, right? I'm going to be here forever. Hopefully you're going to be here forever as long as, we're in this business, right? Nobody's here forever, but I mean in the business, right? But, I'm super grateful to have people like you in the business. It teaches me a lot, and I think it brings a lot of value to us as a brand, to Let's Get Moving as a whole. And everybody here was like, you have to do a podcast with Mike. Super interesting guy, all your experiences and everything you do in franchising world and with your businesses, with your life. So I'm super excited to see what the future has for us. And I hope you see me as a friend, somebody
Definitely.
here that is going to be here as long as, I can provide any value in your business, in your life. I would love to participate, and vice versa. Hopefully learn a lot from you.
Awesome. Yeah, I look forward to it. I mean, I think that's how a franchise should be. It should be a partnership. One side shouldn't be gaining more than the other. One side wins, the other side should win. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, what would be the point? If we can't give you any jobs, then you give us $0. It's as simple as that, right?
I think that's good partnerships, and that's why I'm glad so far I've had good ones with the franchises that I have been good partnerships, and I think that's the good and bad we talked about earlier. There's good bad ones out there, and there are good ones out there. So far I've been lucky. So
that's good. I think you're making the right choices.
Definitely. Yeah, I look forward to growing with this. And we talked earlier with the team about our goals in the next couple of years of how many trucks and potentially even moving to other markets and everything. So
that would be super lovely.
We don't do this. I didn't invest in this just to have another job or more stuff on the plate. So
of course, we don't need more movers. We need real entrepreneurs. We need leaders such as yourself. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. And
me too.
Anything you ever need, I'll be a phone call away and text away. So please always keep me in mind if anything you need, any issues there are in the business, just always call me, and don't think that, we obviously have a huge team, but I want to always be that person that, you can rely on and call anytime you have any concerns at all.
Awesome. Appreciate that.
So nice to have you here. So nice to have you, and Let's Get Moving. I cannot wait for the future, my friend.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you. Thank you.